Churchill, the self-proclaimed polar bear capital of the world, is the easiest place to see bears. Last year, 7,000 tourists visited during the bear season. They venture out onto the tundra in specially built viewing buggies, a relatively safe way to see the bears.
This is Gordon Point right here. It's a prime piece of land for the bears to go on, waiting for the ice to freeze so that they can get in to get a meal. Look out this window right here, okay?
Malcolm wanted to use the infrared camera to study how much energy was being used by bears in the tourist areas, to see if the disturbance was forcing them to use more of their precious fat reserves than they normally would. If this is the case, it compounds the problems that bears here already face because their feeding season has been reduced by global warming.
Through the summer, bears burn about 1 kilogram of fat a day. The more energy they're forced to use, the hotter they get. This bear is lying flat out to try to keep himself cool by having as much contact with the ice as possible.
To establish reference data away from the tourist areas, we fly about 50 kilometres away from town to a lookout tower at Cape Churchill. Here the terrain is bleak and stark, but on a wildlife front as many as 30 bears gather on the cape waiting for the sea to freeze. The tower was used as a lookout for forest fires, but 25 years ago it was moved to the cape so scientists could observe bears with minimal disturbance. Out here you're on your own, at the mercy of inquisitive, hungry bears. There are already bears approaching, so we've got to get up this tower quickly and get the gear up here as well. Okay.
I hope that we can get all this gear up there before they decide to come and find out what we're about.
Polar bears are at the top of the food chain and have no natural enemies. Consequently, they're not particularly scared of anything. When working with polar bears, you need to be constantly on guard.
The cracker shells and shotgun have bought us valuable time, but only just. They're amazingly quiet, aren't they?
Very quiet.
Yeah.
You would actually, a lot of times you hear the bear breathe before they come upon you.
This is just incredible.
It's cool.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Do people actually stay here over longer periods of time?
Yeah, there used to be a lot of research that went on here. Some of the work they did was looking at deterrence of bears, so they tested different ways to scare bears away, behavioral studies. And the bears were marked, as you can see, there's still some Lady Clairol hair dye here. They would mark the bears with, and then they would be able to tell which bear was who.
Fantastic, so
Yeah.
different sort of shades of brown and black.
Yeah,
They
it doesn't.
redheads.
That's right.
So what's the sort of longest period people are staying there?
It varies quite a bit depending on the studies, but I do know people have stayed up out here from 1 to 2 months, maybe a bit longer.
Whoa, God, that's a long, hard time, isn't it, really?
Well, it depends. Could be an oasis for some people.
I just thought,
Yeah.